Hello guys, welcome back to Cricket with AV, and this is your ultimate Indian cricket destination where you'll get the previews, reviews and all the match analysis of the Indian men's or women's team playing anywhere. You'll also get IPL content over here, special segments like Blast from the Past and Trivia. So for more of that, like the video if you enjoy, share, subscribe and click the bell icon. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to talk about the India versus Australia women's series which happened a few days back. And today I have Radha Lath Gupta again back with me. We talked about the India versus England women's series also, which happened in June. So she's back with me once again, and welcome today. Yeah, we are going to talk about the India versus Australia series.
Yeah, thank you for having me back. I know we had to reschedule a few times, but glad that we can finally do this and discuss quite a thrilling series.
Yeah. So, like the highlight for me this series was definitely how India challenged Australia to all parts. Like one of the many people thought, and I like the Australians were playing after a long time, and so were the Indians because like there
Yeah.
wasn't a lot of cricket in between. So that might be a reason, might be a factor. But I really love the way India challenged Australia in whether it was the one days, the test series, or even the T20s. Like the only game which I thought India lost one-sidedly was the first game. There weren't
Yeah.
any other games which India lost one-sidedly. So, like in the first game, let's just talk about that. We saw how good the Australian young pace attack, the like the potential they had in them. Darcy Brown, Hannah Darlington on their debuts. Darcy Brown was playing just her second game, and like the way she was bowling quick with the short stuff, like took 4 wickets. Like the first 4 wickets of the Indian top order, she had them. So like she was
Hmm.
absolutely brilliant. Got Safali, Mantana, Yastika, and then also Tipti. So I feel Darcy Brown was a really good player in this game. Mithali again scored 60 runs, but like it was a good knock, but then again the strike rate of it was strike rate at which she scored was again 60 odd. So yes,
Hmm.
she had to work on it, but I feel it wasn't that bad because there wasn't anyone sticking with her.
Right.
Had she got out, India would have struggled to even get to 180, I feel. So what's your take on the strike rate thing over here?
Yeah, I mean, I've discussed this with my friends when the match got over. Even during the match, it's as simple as what you said, right? You can't expect her to make runs at a fast pace when there are wickets just falling at the other end, one after the other, because it's like if she starts hitting fast and gets out, we'll be like, Mithali, you had to stay at the crease. You also got out. She's staying at the crease and making runs. We're like, you're staying at the crease, make runs faster. So at the end of the day, we're really never happy with whatever she's doing. So, looking at the context around her, she's a strike rate up at 58. She made 63 over 107 balls. But people behind her, people in front of her could not go above, 16, 17 runs. Yastika made a good 35, but
Yeah.
that also was a 51 ball. So again, strike rates around her were also very similar to what she was making. The only difference is she was making runs and they weren't. So I
Yeah.
really don't have too much to say in the negative context of Mithali in this match, at least, because we got to 225 as a total thanks to Mithali. Thanks for her,
Yeah.
to stick around till the end. Richa Ghosh came in, played 32 of 29. I think that was a great innings. We saw
Yeah.
a lot of confidence boost for the youngster because, we've trusted her with the gloves. She's kind of displaced Tanya Bhatia in that sense. So it was important for her to come out in the middle and have some confidence going into this quite a long series. And we saw that take place. So I think, yeah, look, I mean, the Australian bowling attack, although they haven't played for a long time, their grassroots and development is so strong that the second
Yeah.
they get their debut cap, they do what Darcy Brown has done, or they do what Stella Campbell can do, right? And we've seen that happen. So I really hope that our youngsters can also come to that stage where when they reach the international level, they are ready for the international level. It's not a case of come to the international level, play 20, 30 matches, then you find your feet, right? And Australia are a really good example of how we should aspire to be. And that first match was 9 wicket victory for Australia, just absolute dominance.
Like the three batters batted, all of them scored 50s. And not like they were playing slowly. All of them were just going absolute berserk.
Yeah.
Like the fact
Yeah.
that we got Healy out, I feel had we not got her out, the match would have been over 10 overs back only.
Earlier. Yeah.
So now in the second one day, this was the one which I feel India should have won, and there was a lot of controversy about the no ball thing. I personally felt that the no ball was dipping enough. I feel that ball shouldn't have been called a no ball, but that also has a perspective of being a bit biased about it because we obviously want India to win, but like it was a pretty close call. I feel because on one day it could have been called normal delivery and India could have won. And on that day, it was called a no ball and Australia did. So, what is your perspective on that?
You know, it's very interesting. Every week on Friday, I have this long 3 hour class, and the class was from 3 o'clock to 6 p.m. And I was like, this is right when India, when Australia is going to start chasing, there's no way I can sit through my class. And at around 2:55, I get an email from the professor saying that class cancelled. I'm in an area with no network, so party, you guys have fun. And I was like, this is the moment. This is like perfect for me to sit and just watch this chase for 3 hours. And me and a friend sat in one of the classrooms, and we sat from 2:55 to 6:45 or something like that, watching every ball of this chase. Okay. And in my mind, I'm just thinking, if we have to stop Australia's streak, it's going to be this match. We've made a good total of 274. It's not easy to do that. Our
Yeah.
batters stepped up. Strike rates were much better than the first
Mantana
innings,
batted
than the first.
brilliantly.
Brilliantly. Strike rates were much better than the first ODI. And although the first ODI could have dented our confidence big time, it didn't. And it was really good to see us losing the toss again and again, going and batting first again and again. And we put 274. Okay. And I'm saying, okay, this is a good total. Our bowlers can do something. Then Goswami comes in, first over. Healy is just knocked over. And we are partying in the classroom. We're celebrating, saying that this
I
is
was
our
like at
time.
Twitter, I was doing Ghosh Swami. Like I
Yeah.
was
Go,
like that day,
Swami.
I was like watching the TV. I was stuck to it, and like it was like every ball there's a beat, there's a leave, there's something, there's an LPW shout. It was like the batter's gonna get out every single ball.
Yeah, it was thrilling. I have goosebumps just thinking about it because Healy went, then Mooney kind of stuck around, but Meg
Yeah.
Lanning went quickly after. Elise Perry was out. We're going through the top order pretty quickly, right? And we reach Talia McGrath, and Mooney is now at like 50 or
The
75 or
story of
whatever.
this series was basically Mooney and Megra.
Yeah, just McMooney. Both of them really. Yeah, so I think, I was sitting in class watching this 4 hour long innings, and it goes down to the last ball, and we've missed our snacks. We get snacks at the mess. We were like, leave it, it's getting too intense. We miss our snacks, we miss all the sporting activities we have. It goes down to the last ball. We have Lisa Stalaker on comms, just going crazy, like what's gonna happen, what's gonna happen. And I think for me personally, Arnav, as you said, I don't think it was a no ball either. And my bigger concern is that no ball happened on the game winning ball, right? If it was on
Yeah.
any other ball, would the umpires have actually gone up to check it? I don't think so, because it would just have been another ball. After this, there would be another over, and play would just go on. But because this was
Yeah.
such a defining ball, the umpires went to the third umpire. So I don't really see any consistency in that aspect. Like either you go to the third umpire every time, or you make a call and you stick to it.
Yeah.
And even Lisa Salekar on commentary, she was saying that it looked like a no ball, and she was kind of whatever she could tell from the live feed. But then when she went back, she tweeted this out as well, thinking that would they have
Like
actually gone
there
up,
was a
or would it have
graphic.
been a no
There was
ball?
a graphic she also made, which was like how much the ball would have been dipping. I saw that.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things, cricket is a funny game. It comes with its highs and lows. And I felt like Indians were a little bit submissive, like we just accepted whatever came. I think
Yeah.
if Meg Lanning was on the field and this call went against Australia, they would have asked the umpires to really justify their decisions. And
Yeah.
India were just like, okay, whatever, we've lost, it's fine. And I was really crushed. And, I was like, the third ODI, this is it. I'm fed up. Indian team is fed up. We're going to come and break this 26 game streak or whatever is happening. And yeah, the third ODI was very, very happy.
Was finally also the game where we won the toss.
Yes.
So yeah, in this game also, like again, it was the lower order only in a way, which came to Australia's rescue again. Mooney, Megra, Gardner, all of them scored 50s. I was like, how is it like we always take their top order, like in this series
Yeah.
mostly,
Mm.
we take their top order and then their lower order comes and still takes them to 264. Like I was thinking, had we been in this situation, we would have been on 210.
Yeah.
So
It was,
again, when India was chasing, the highlight for me of this is like for many people might have been Yastika Bhatia's knock, but for me it was Shafali Verma and how she was mature enough to stay there, play 90 balls. Like even if her strike rate was 60, the way she stood till there for 90 balls, she didn't lose her patience before, was a really good factor for India because the longer she was staying there, because Shafali Verma is not someone who will play five dot balls. She is
yeah.
someone who will take singles whatsoever and will also found the odd boundaries. But that was something which was not happening a lot that day. She was not
Hmm.
connecting that well. But the fact that on even a bad day for her, she scored 56 runs. So that was a really good thing.
Yeah, this third ODI actually fell on my 21st birthday. So I woke up and I said, I just want one thing today. I only want one thing. I don't want any gifts. I don't want anything. All I want on my 21st birthday is for India to win this match, break the streak. I had that jersey up there. I had it on. I was sitting in the common room. We'd connected our laptop to the TV and I was just watching ball after ball after ball. I said, half my day will go. I don't care. I just need India to win this. And you're absolutely right. Australia, we put them into bat. We got a few wickets and all, but still they made some 264 runs like Australia does. Their depth is crazy and their depth always delivers. Again,
Like
just proof of
I'm
concept.
crazy. Like they have a batsman who opens the batting in a T20 for her franchise, and she's batting
Yeah.
at number 9.
Exactly. Exactly. So it just shows you their depth. It just shows you the importance of the WBBL, which is starting today, and
Yeah,
how just having more and more consistent cricket to play results in a team like this, where your number
yeah.
9 is coming and making some 47 and 80, 47, 50 runs, and really putting your team in the hunt. And, as you mentioned, I think Shafali played a very mature innings. Smriti got out relatively early. Yastika came in. Our youngsters started doing well.
Yes.
Towards the end, Sneh Rana, who's made this awesome comeback, from the England series, also played a very
I was a
crucial
bit
role.
surprised she didn't get a lot of games. Like she got two
Yeah.
games, I think, this series.
I was surprised as well. I thought maybe even in the test she'll get a shout after the great performance at Bristol a couple of months ago. But she came in, made 30 of
Yeah,
27, which ultimately, resulted in us having just a ball, a runner ball kind of chase towards the end. Then Julan Goswami hitting a four, especially because in the second ODI, it was her bowling that cost us right at the end. She
yeah,
had two front foot no balls, I think, or whatever that was. So for her to come in and hit that four and just, go and hug Meghna in that entire
yeah.
on the pitch celebration was really special. And of course, I'm convinced that they did it just for me because it was my birthday and because we were like 26 September, 26 match streak, and it was broken, and it was really special.
Yeah. Yeah, it was because like especially the fact that it was a streak breaker made it even more satisfying.
Oh yeah.
Not a test match. It was a ping ball game, and India were batting first again. We again lost the toss, but it was a
Hmm.
good toss to lose without doubt because India put a huge total batting first. 377 was a great total.
Yeah.
So my first thoughts were like in the starting of the innings, it was like Smriti was playing a runner ball. She was playing like it was a one day international game, and I was like, why can't you play one day internationals and one day internationals, and why do you play tests and one day internationals, and why are you playing a one
And
day
one day
international in a
international.
test game?
Yeah.
So that was what was coming to my mind, the first thing. But again, a magnificent knock by her, 127. Like without doubt, she was the best batsman for India the whole tour. She scored 50s in all the
Yeah.
three formats, though I feel the T20 50 was a bit slow, but we'll talk about that later. Here, the 100 was absolutely brilliant. And let's just first talk about your views. What do you feel the best part about that 100 was?
I mean, the best part about the 100 was that she, is still relatively young, 24, 25-year old, and she's got a 17, 18-year old at the other end. It's
Yes.
very difficult to maintain your own temperament, make sure that your young partner is in check and also make so many runs. And I think Smriti just handled all aspects of captaincy and of batting really well. So I do see a future leader in her. And I think the way and she and Shifali sort of connected, rotated strike, very, very important. And I think Smriti was just very simply saying, if you bowl a bad ball at me, I'm going to put it away. And Australia bowled short ball after short ball after short ball. She was like pulling,
Like
saying,
in the
thank you very much,
start
thank you very much,
in the
give me one
start,
more.
yeah, in the start it was like they weren't making the use of the conditions. They had a pink ball under lights, but they weren't making use of that. They
Yeah.
were just bowling short, like we'll do a short ball barrage where the condition, like if you aren't getting
Hmm.
anything, you try that, but where you have the conditions to bowl full and swing it, you are doing a short ball barrage, which makes no sense.
Yeah, so in fact, we talking about the Australian pace attack in the ODIs, but the spinners got the top three of India's batting lineup in this Test match. So I think they really, realized a little bit too late, and they were not happy with their first innings bowling performance at least, because India managed to put up a really big total. One thing that I disappointed about obviously was the rain, because in a 4-day Test match without any reserve days, if you have rain, then like there's no scene of even a result
like
coming out of this.
like even before a 4 day test match, the it's like a win, you need to play really wonderfully well to get a win. And in
Yeah.
that, if you get the two biggest sessions out of that washed out, two, no, even three, like
Yeah.
what can you even do then? Like out of a 4 day test match, 1 day is washed out completely. So like it just doesn't make sense. You need a five
It
day test
doesn't.
match
Yeah,
anyway.
absolutely. You're not going to get a result in 3 days. It's as simple as that, and you at least have a reserve day if nothing else. But
Yeah.
yeah, they just didn't seem to have it. And then Australia came into bat. Again, in two minds, do we just bat till we like can, or do we sort of declare at some point and have a game out of it? And I think one interesting point here was that Mooney, who was the star of the ODIs,
Yeah.
just got out to two balls of Julian Goswami, in two
Yeah.
consecutive innings, and that was it. So I think, yeah, it was very, very interesting that formats suddenly change everything.
Again,
Um,
the way India bowled, especially again, I saw Julian and Meghna Singh bowling up front. Like it was something which was a treat to watch. Swing bowling at its best, like in a way.
Yeah, it suited the conditions perfectly. I think we have just said, yes, you stick to your plan, stick to your strength, and use the conditions around you. And it was so nice to see Julan there to mentor these young pacers who are going to be taking over our pace attack in the future. And yeah, this test match was thrilling to watch. I really hope that we could have had another day of action, just because there would just be so much more content and
Yeah.
coverage about it, right? Imagine someone got a result out of this game. The newspapers would be flooded. There'd be many more podcasts that happen on these matches.
Like
So it's
there's
unfortunate to see.
also a thing like why does luck never favor India? Because whenever India are in a good position, rain comes or something happens that India are like just the game is over. Whether it's the men's
Yeah.
team or the women's team, rain always comes.
I mean, there's a conspiracy theory that Australia can control the rain. And when India are doing well, they make it rain. That's it.
So yeah, again in the end it was a draw. Like there were a few hours left in the game, but it was getting clearer that the
Yeah.
result is no longer gonna be there. So I think
Mhm.
it was a good decision rather than just wasting. It would have been good for us to get some more cricket to watch. But I
Yeah.
feel it was a good decision to uh, call of the game. Now, going on to the T20s, which is sort of a decider because now the multi format series was at 6-4, 6 in favor of Australia and 4 in favor of India because the match was drawn. Each team got 2 points each. So, like, this was a decisive series because India needed to win the series 2-1 to win the multi format series, and Australia just needed to win one game to be invincible in it.
Yeah.
Like had it been 8-4, India could have just drawn it. So in the first T20, again, luck always as it never favors India. We were going so well. Jemmy was playing brilliantly. We were playing with intent, 131 for 4 in 15 overs. And then again, rain comes and like just blows the game off. So, first of all, my question to you is like, what are your views on the way India batted? Because it was something different. We didn't see this much of intent. Like, even they were trying to get singles every ball, even if they weren't connecting it that well. It was a total rebrand of how we saw the Indian team play in England.
Yeah, so I've, multiple thoughts here. I was watching this at the campus dhaba with a friend. I was watching it on my phone. And Smriti is, hitting the bat ball for a boundary, taking a single, giving the strike to Shafali. I was a little bit unhappy with how Shafali was playing just because she's played so well in the ODIs and in the test. And then coming into this, she's made 18 of 14 balls. But those 18 runs were
18
three
out of 50
sixes.
balls. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 18 of 3, and then she's had 11 dots, which I simply think, like, in a power play, having 11 dots puts pressure on Smriti, puts
Yes.
pressure on herself, and then the people coming in are like, you could have just run 5 singles out of those 11 balls, and we would be in a better place right now. And her score would have been so different. Her score would have been 23 or 14. And that really changes your dynamic, your
Yeah.
confidence. So I think I was just frustrated that ball after ball, she would just kind of shuffle away and just swipe the ball,
I
and she would
wasn't
miss.
understanding why was she trying so many, why was she trying to become every de Villiers? She should have just done something because that's something which is not her game. Her game is like just
Right.
pace. Why are you trying to do
Exactly.
something different when
Yeah, I
there's
mean,
a
that's
game?
what. Correct. She was just, and she kept doing the same thing over and over again to the extent that the bowlers knew that she's going to move like this, I'll bounce it and she'll miss the ball, and that's what happened. And I was frustrated to the point that I was sort of relieved when she got out, just because we can have someone who comes in that starts rotating strike and churning out some runs, because Australia were just
Yeah,
suffocating us. Then Jemmy comes in, and she's not played a ball the entire series. So it's a very difficult spot to come
yeah,
in a T20 where your openers have sort of gone out pretty early. The runs are not too many, 30, 40 odd runs. And she comes in, the game ends with her 49 not out. Unfortunately, she couldn't get a 50, but
yeah.
again, those milestones are just stats. I think her quality of play was exceptional. She was driving the ball. She just was playing beautiful cricket,
Yeah,
whereas
she played two
Harman came in,
shots
hit
over
it.
cover to Hannah Darlington, which was just
Oh, yeah.
so good.
Just beautiful. And Harman came and hit 3 4s, got got just playing class. Every ball that Jemmy was facing, I was confident that she's not gonna get out, hit a run, or she's smart. And every ball that anybody else faced, I was like, please don't get out, please don't get out, just stay at the crease.
Like
So
in this game, the
look,
fact
again,
that India scored 55 runs in the power play, but it also came with losing 3 wickets.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, Australia made it rain when they could, just because Jemmy was playing a little too good. They were like, let's start the showers a little bit. And unfortunate that the game just got washed out. Hopefully, it's so weird because I was like, maybe they could have started a little bit earlier in the day and then had a few hours later, but then they
Yeah,
wanted to play under lights and everything. So I understand that. That's just part of cricket. If it rains, you can't play. That's what it is. And it's just unfortunate that the series kind of went out of our hands due to rain.
yeah. So now in the second T20, what was happening was again we were losing early wickets. But this time what happened was we lost early wickets, but there weren't runs. There weren't runs at all because we lost 12, we were 12 for 2 at the end of the third over. So that's never a good spot to be in. Then we just scored 24 in the power play, lost 3 wickets. Jemmy, Smriti, Shafali all were gone. Harman was playing really well. I felt she was playing brilliantly, but then she got stumped. So what were your thoughts on India's batting display this game?
Yeah, Taylor Vlaminic has come back in, and I think Smriti got out. Shafali been shuffling around again, just got caught out. It was again just as a fan frustration to
Taylor
watch. I
Flaminic
I was
was
just
like she was bowling at rapid pace. Like in the first T20,
yeah,
I don't know whether the speedometer was correct or no, but it clocked 145. I don't know whether it was
yeah.
correct
No,
or
no.
no.
It was not. The speedometer was wrong. Everyone was like, "What's happening? 145 is crazy," but it was wrong. It was not correct. But still, she was at 120,
Yeah,
25-ish, which is the top level for a
yeah.
women's game. And Smriti got out. Shafali again. I just had so many questions. I was like, why is she shuffling? Why is she shuffling? Why is she moving around? Just watch the ball, hit the ball, drop and take a single. But didn't work out. Obviously, then our top order sort of crumbled. Harman had a nice knock there. Pooja came in and saved our butts at the end, got us
Yeah.
to 118, 120 mark. But obviously, with Australia, 120 in a T20 is clearly not enough.
But
And
still,
yeah,
we
they comfortably
took it
faced
to
it.
the last over, hats off. But again, the thing were, I felt we could have won this game had it not been the poor death bowling in a way, and our fielding wasn't up to the mark in the last few overs. We were just having easy misfields at the boundary in the inner circle. So I felt that could have been much, much better.
Yeah.
But before that, we have a thing to talk about, which is the ball of the century. The ball of the century in the first over by a person who hasn't played the whole series, comes in, bowls a delivery which just comes from eighth stump to third stump, hits the top of off. So like that was a delivery. I was like had my fingers in my mouth. I was like, what's happened? What's happening literally? So what was the reaction on that one?
I spat out my water. Honestly, I was like, this is crazy because Shika's come in first ball. Alyssa has just slapped her for four. And it's gone for four. And I'm thinking it's going to be that kind of a day where Healy is just like in some beast mode. It's going to hit everything. Shika has just come in to bowl. She didn't bowl in the first T20 as well. And then to bowl that delivery, Healy also just kind of looked behind and said, that was too good. She just had to appreciate that and walk off, and she was just
Yeah.
nodding her head. And Shikha was celebrating and like pumping her fist. Jemmy comes, she lifts Jemmy up. I think I just got goosebumps even talking about it, but that was an absolute beauty of a delivery.
Yeah, definitely. Now, yeah, others also like Rajeshwari Gaikwad was also pretty good with the ball. She got 3 wickets for 21 runs in 4 overs. A brilliant
Yeah.
contribution by her too, because she didn't. First of all, she didn't let easy singles go. In the middle order, she got Perry. She got Lanning, and like she also built pressure, which led to the wicket of Gardner in a way, which led to the wicket of Perry also. Deepti Sharma getting Perry first ball of a spell. So I feel she was again
Hmm.
pretty good. Again in this game also it was McMooney which came to the rescue of Australia. More of McGrath which came to the rescue, but again Mooney's knock also was pretty good because even a 34 run knock in a 120 chase is pretty good. Seeing the situation in which Australia was.
Yeah, this was McGrath's first ever T20
Yeah.
international innings, like batting innings. Like she got the cap in the. So I mean, to set your standards like this is quite crazy. To think that she's only gonna grow from this innings was is quite a scary thought for an opponents. But yeah, credit to Talia McGrath. She's been fantastic. What a find for Australia. I think Australia
Yeah.
always pull out these all rounders, starting from Elise Perry to Ash Gardner to Talia McGrath coming in. It's quite a scary lineup to play against.
Yeah, and again in the last T20, it was again actually to India's defeat, and like it's just like the third time in the series already where it's McMooney. Mooney again scored 61 runs. McGrath scored 44 again. Like the way she is finishing innings off, it's just brilliant.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've been a little bit stumped on what to do with both of them because we get Healy, and then we're like, okay, this is happening. Mooney is hanging around, but we're getting wickets at the other end, and then Talia McGrath comes in, and it's just like, come on, get out at least. We're not. I don't know. We're not sure what to do. I think McGrath's a very smart player, so she
Yeah,
recognizes she needs a couple of balls. She takes a few balls. She's very good at running between the wickets, which is
yeah.
something that India has struggled with. And of course, in the field as well, she's very handy. She's taken a few catches in the series. So, uh, great player to have. I mean, almost like the most valuable player. I think she was player of the series, if I'm
Yeah,
not
she was
wrong.
the player of the match
And
and the player of the season in the last game.
rightfully so. I mean, what a series to have.
In your debut series especially because she just
Yeah.
was on she was just playing on cloud nine, like it was a peak in your first series. She hit the peak. For some players that's how they operate at their peak, and the fact that that's her first series makes it just so much good. Now,
Absolutely.
what was your thoughts on India's case? Because I never thought what were they doing because they weren't looking to attack a lot. weren't they even they weren't even trying to get singles. They were like in a mixed frame of mind, like whether they should attack and a ball or whether they should drive it or take a single or what. Because I saw them miss a couple of full tosses, like it just hit them to the fielders. They were hitting the fielders
Mm.
so much, especially that because they weren't capitalizing on those bad deliveries, whether they were just trying to, they were just hitting those bad balls which they were getting to the fielders, which I feel is the most frustrating thing for a batsman to do.
Yeah, and Australia made 149, which is
Yeah,
decent, but it's not like unachievable. India were
yeah,
at in the first T20, we were at 131 with
yeah,
50 with 5 overs to go. So we could have
yeah.
easily crossed 149. So we have the ability to make those many runs. And Australia knows that. So they started suffocating us, started choking us, make sure that every ball comes to the fielder, you quickly pick it up and put it back to the bowler, start, running through overs much faster. And
Hmm.
Shafali, I think, again, is very confused within her own
Got
mind
out in the
in terms of
second
just
over.
shuffling here and there. Yeah, I just got out very sillily again, which unnecessarily puts pressure on the next person. Yeah, just
Yeah,
and for Shafali, I think she isn't the greatest fielder and she doesn't
yeah.
bowl. So she has to contribute to the bat. That's why she's been placed in the 11. And now, multiple performances not performing with the bat in the T20 is a bit concerning,
Like
but
in
I'm
the
very
one
happy
day,
that,
I feel she was a rebrand of what she was doing before. She was pretty good. In the test match, also, she was
yeah,
decent. In the second inning, she got a 50.
yeah,
In the first inning, she gave a very
yeah,
good start to the team. But in the T20s, I feel we have the most expectations from her. She failed.
exactly. Because she's come through a T20, right? We've seen
Yeah,
her as this super sixer Shafali, and we love to see her mature and evolve around the other formats. But T20 is her thing; it's in her blood. So
yeah.
I'm hoping the WBBL does her some good. She's
Hmm.
playing the WBBL for the first time. Some 7, 8 Indians are
And in
playing, which
that
is
also, it's
fantastic to
raining
see.
right now.
I know, correct. Australia are just like making it rain everywhere. But
Like I
yeah,
was
look,
excited that it could be
yeah.
something like we are gonna watch Shafali, like other players also, but it was like rain again. I was at 150. I was checking what's the weather in Australia, and it was like again rain.
Mm. Yeah, so that's been a little bit of an issue. Hopefully, we don't have too much rain coming in the WBBL. But
Yeah,
again, that last T20 was Richa Ghosh came in, made a
yeah,
few runs at 200 strike rate, 23 runs. Just not enough, not enough. I
yeah,
agree with you. Watching the innings was like, choose your overs and attack in those overs. They were
yeah.
just always hesitant. They were always confused. And Australia took advantage of that. A team like Australia is gonna see you're a little bit hesitant and they're gonna pounce on you. And they
Like
did
it
that.
was a stage in the last few overs when Annabelle Sutherland was coming into bowl. I thought like definitely now you need to go on. But then she
Right.
also comes and bowls a 3 run over. I was like, now who are you gonna target? Because there was
Yeah.
actually Gardner coming from the other end. Then there's Tyler Velemake. Then there's Sophie Molyneux. Like I was like, who are you going to attack now? You've taken a 3 run over of Annabelle Sutherland, and now how are you going to
Hmm.
chase when you have 11 runs and over?
Precisely. And we didn't. We couldn't. Harleen came
Yeah.
in her first game of the series. Deepthi coming at some random number very, very late in. She takes a few balls to settle down, but she didn't have a few balls. And
Yeah.
we were about 14, 15 runs short.
Hmm. So like this was a disappointing game, I feel. Again, this was a game where we could have been outplayed by had it been 20 or 30 runs defeat, we could have said that Australia outplayed us. But the fact that Rita Ghosh
Yeah.
came in, smashed a few balls, we wouldn't say like Australia completely
Hmm.
outplayed us. So in the end, it was just one game where Australia one-sidedly beat us. So overall, I felt this was a pretty good series because the fact that India were able to challenge this mighty Australian side was brilliant. We could have won a few more games which didn't go our way, especially the first T20, the second one day. The test match also
Hmm.
we could have won had the rain not come. So
Yeah.
the weather was a bit irritating, very irritating. So yeah, overall, what are your top three positives from this series? Then we'll just wrap up.
Top three, I'll give you the first one and the biggest one that comes to my mind is that we have 8 players playing in the WBBL, and they all
Yeah,
got picked up, very, very late on, just as the series
yeah.
was going on. So it's great
And
for
it was very
visibility.
close to the ninth also. Many people were
Yeah,
talking about Pooja Vaskar and everything.
right, exactly. So to see that these women are being watched by the
Yeah.
WBBL coaches, and they want Indians to come. They have something to offer in these foreign leagues as well. So this is really great for Indian cricket, and I'm hoping the Indian players come back in a little bit higher this series. A little bit higher this series. I think Indian pace attack has always been questionable because Julan is always on the edge of leaving. But we had a
Yeah.
decent outing this series. Pooja coming in handy with the bat, handy with the ball, great in the field. Meghna getting her debut and playing under the guidance of Julian, and then of course Shikha coming in the T20s as well. So I think our attack was really good there. And then I have to give one special mention to Smriti Mantana. I think that's my third one. I think we saw a lot of leadership aspects from her.
Yeah.
Easily a greatest batter in this series for us. 350 plus runs she made,
Yeah.
and just setting the standard, right at the top of the innings for India, setting the
Exactly.
batting standard, and also on the bowlers come up to her. She's setting the field a lot of the time. So just a gem, a real gem for India.
Yeah, definitely. Now the fact that your voice was breaking a bit, I'll just tell everyone, like, she talked about India's fast bowlers, the way they came through, and Smriti Mandhana. So the first one was audible, but in the second and third one, your voice was a bit breaking. So I just told. Now, yeah, that's the end for today. Till then, please like, subscribe, share to my channel. You'll get more of these. The World Cup's coming up next year in the start. Then the Men's T20 World Cup's also coming up in a few days. The IPL, the finals there tomorrow. Like when the video will be uploaded, it will be today. So yeah, hope you enjoyed today's episode. Like the video if you did. Comment down what was your biggest positive from this series, and please tell your last words today. Then we'll just wrap up.
That's about it. If you guys have made it till here, thank you for watching this video. Arnav, thank you for having me on. This was a fun, very fun chat.
Thanks for you also. Thanks for coming in. Till then, I'll meet you all in the next video. Goodbye, guys, and peace.